Today I'm going to show you how I made my very own Vault suit inspired coveralls so that I can get dirty in style, Fallout style. I used this simplicity pattern for the coveralls, and mainly followed style A, except for a few small changes. I added an additional pocket to the chest, and I didn't make the sleeve cuffs. Instead, I followed the sleeve patterns for styles A and C. If you've ever done any sewing before, you know that one of the most tedious parts of a project is cutting out all the pattern pieces. I chose to make my suit in a size large based on the measurements on the back of the package. Now that all the finicky pattern pieces are cut out, it's time to cut the fabric, which can be just as finicky. I pre-washed all my fabric ahead of time and rolled it back up prior to cutting the fabric. This way I knew that it was all folded and smoothed out nicely. And I have now added this task to my list of crafting chores that I dislike. It probably would have helped if I didn't buy so much fabric, but I got a discount because I finished the roll. So why not buy more fabric? Plus, now I have enough to make a whole leather vault suit if I really wanted to. Once the fabric was folded and smoothed out, I cut out my pattern pieces. The fabric I chose to use is a bold denim. I tried to find a twill fabric in an appropriate color, but chose the bold denim based on the fabric that was available to me. Now it's sewing time, which took a long time, not a short time. Adding stay stitching to the front panels was the first step. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something even though you have 40 more steps to go and you haven't even sewn anything together yet. And I never know if I'm doing it right because I'm a beginner. And as long as I don't sew through my finger, I will be happy this time. Because that has happened before. I was on to making pockets for my next few steps. This part went surprisingly smoothly. And since I've had some minor experience making pockets, these pockets actually look kind of like how they should. Unlike the pockets I added to Nova's winter coat. I think the fabric that I chose made this step a lot easier this time. I was very excited when I finished this step, like I had just finished the world's hardest puzzle. I'm really excited! I'm so excited. Look at my pockets! I don't know if you can see in the light, but like, pocket, this one is here, down at the bottom, upper pocket, and then the side pocket on my pockets. I'm so proud of myself. They look good. So yeah, I just need to sew this other pocket on, and then apparently I get to do more pockets. Yay! Don't you find that sewing is a bit like doing Lego? I don't know if you've put Lego together before, but anything that you follow instructions with and building something, you know, IKEA furniture, Lego, all of those things, it felt very similar because you follow the steps and then in the end you make something and you feel very accomplished by doing so. Even though you didn't design it, you still made it and you snap those pieces together. That's how I feel sometimes when I'm following these pattern instructions, except they're less clear than Lego instructions. After the pockets, things took a downhill turn for a while. The pattern calls for Velcro to be used as the front closure, and I didn't want to use Velcro. I wanted to use a zipper. So it took me a little while to figure out how the front flap and crotch area worked in sewing it together. It was a bit complicated. Basically with the two front panels, when you're sewing them together, the area of the in between the legs, the crotch area, where you have to sew below the front panel in the crotch area, it helps that front panel flip over the other side just in the way that the pieces are cut and sewn together. I struggled with this because I wanted the zipper to come up the middle and not be covered by a flap or have the flap there, similar to how the vault suits in Fallout are designed, and I couldn't figure out how to make that work. So I was honestly really frustrated at one point in time and almost tossed the whole thing across the room, but I didn't. I just found that the instructions weren't the easiest to follow, at least for an amateur like myself. I think if I'm going to do this again, I would definitely have a bodysuit pattern with a zipper up the front that I can follow, and I'm already looking into that. Once I was past this part, things moved a lot smoother. I sewed on the back panels and made legs. So exciting. And even sewed in the zipper without any hiccups. Until I had to sew on the collar. I don't know why I struggled with this part so much. No, that's a lie. I know why I struggled with this part so much. I found that the pattern instructions just weren't clear enough for me, and I really struggled to figure out what I was supposed to do. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong based on the pattern instructions and the images provided. At one point, I just had to put the project down, and instead of throwing it out in the garbage or across the room, I had to step away and just take a break. If you're ever having one of these, I hate this isn't working, I don't know what to do next, I'm stuck kind of moments when you're working on a craft, the best thing you can do is just put it down and walk away. Take a break, walk away, get some fresh air, go play a video game, read a book, just do something else for a while. And then if you're lucky, the perfect solution and an idea will present itself to you when you're showering, just like it did for me. I don't know why I get some of my best thoughts in the shower. I think it has something to do with the stimulation of your blood vessels on your head from the water. So if I fold back and stitch down these corners just to the top, then I can flip it inside out. Back over this way. And these ends should be tucked in, and then it will be a collar. Yeah, there's something about a good shower that really gets the good old brain synapses firing. With the collar finished and on, all that was left to complete were the sleeves. And so far, they were one of the easier parts, which is kind of weird. Sleeves historically give people trouble. So far, they haven't. One day I'm sure I'll be ripping out a sleeve, but for now, I've been lucky. I've got my luck set to like an 8. If you know, you know. With the coveralls sewn together and finished, now it's time to add the Fallout yellow. Yes, yellow. I went traditional on this one, plus it was way easier to find yellow fabric than gold fabric. I knew I needed the yellow to go around the collar and down the front and then around the waist, and then add the vault number to the back. I decided the best way to add the yellow to the vault suit was to cut strips in this lengths or sizes that I needed, and then just fold over the edges and press the edges down and then top stitch them to the coveralls. I started with the collar and used the pattern pieces to get the curve correct, and then added on, I think it was about 1.5 to 2 inches, so that once the edges were folded over, the strip itself is around 1 inch. After folding in the edges, I pressed the piece and pinned it to the suit. Then I took my time and top stitched the edges, excluding right at the front of the suit so that I could match or cover up those areas with the 2 strips down the front of the suit. Then I worked down the front of the suit with 2 yellow stripes on either side of the zipper, leaving a portion of the front flap exposed in between to create the exposed zipper look as best as I could. Because I didn't have the exposed zipper and the front flap was covering over my zipper, I wanted to create a gap between the yellow lines that the vault suits had. So I ended up just having them as evenly spaced as I could and just left a space in between, like so. At the top edge, I folded over the end of the strip and stitched that area down so that it covered up the ends of the collar pieces. Then I repeated these steps for the waist stripe. On the vault suits, there is a thinner strip closer to the front, so I made sure to include a section that was thinner than the piece that wraps around the back. When it came to making the decision for which number to put on the back of the suit, I decided to go with Vault 111 from Fallout 4. So far, Fallout 4 is the game I have played the most out of the Fallout series. It's really difficult for me to confirm that since I played New Vegas and Fallout 3 on console, and I can't really track my hours of gameplay like you can on Steam. So who knows? And I know I've played Fallout 76 a whole bunch as well. I did consider using Vault 33 as the number on the back of the suit since it's more recognizable right now because of the show. But to be honest, Fallout 4 is more of one of my favorite games. I like all of them. It's just really hard to pick. But, making 3 1s is a lot easier than making 2 3s. Sad when one of the reasons you chose the numbers that you did on the back of the vault suit is because of your personal skill level to make fabric numbers. But maybe next time. So I cut out some more strips of fabric and pressed the edges under. Then pinned them to the back of the suit so that they were aligned and sewed them on. I cannot tell you how excited I was when I finished this. Oh wait, maybe I can. I can't believe it's done, oh my god. Now that your vault suit overalls are done, you can concentrate on more important things, like cleaning up your own personal wasteland. Like me. And you don't have to worry about getting dirty at all. Let me know in the comments which Fallout cosplay piece or craft you'd like to see me make next, or try to make. I might already have a few ideas myself. My name is Pam, and this is Total Pamarchy, the craft channel with a little anarchy. Until next time, say goodbye, Fred.